Welcome to TradeTheNBI.com. This Jones report is for the 2nd of December. Well, from an ES standpoint, again, we're looking at cyan under red. We're looking at the steel having come from a reset. So all these things have been in line along with the rising gold. So we're at the 100%. Not a surprise. We did get close to a positive extreme on this last move. So filling back in some of that would not be a shock. But we're still holding pretty close to the top. New stimulus was agreed to. And all those things promote the strength of those kind of moves. And because of that stimulus, obviously, Euro spike, because obviously if the U.S. is going to have more liquidity than the EU even, that's bullish for the Euro in that sense. Likewise, it benefits the U.S. from a trade standpoint, so they like that. The Fed's going to continue that plan. Gold, likewise, liked it because, again, that's potential for added liquidity, meaning inflation. Theoretically, that's the idea. And it's already getting close, though, to overbought just really quick off this. So worth keeping an eye because we had some real damage in there. So we could get a short move before it comes back a little bit, but pretty decent. The difficulty is that it's going to be hard for the steel to maintain this. And once it dips below that 13.5 range, then we would probably begin to see some softness in it. From a ES standpoint, this is the Deocon P2 one. So we started off with that huge run. Now, obviously, you're going to have all of those retraces, positive extremes that fill within all of these. We even had them intraday, and of course, where they met intraday, they were filled back in nicely. And then every time we got our spike of, the orange moving to at least that 12 plus range, we ended up with our brief little short signals. Some of them were much more powerful. We got a lot of the fill back on this setup right here, and that left us pretty much at the bottom side of things. So even when blue candle came in here, it was on a no steel reset. So as soon as we faded below cyan, we saw some additional weakness. It tried to make it pop right back here. That worked briefly for a moment, but we were having declining directional, and when we had a little crazy Ivan right there, that led to new lows, of which we stabilized, and now just been making a slow move back to literally the break of the low. As we talk about, it happens a lot on those signals. Breaks the low, makes the new version of it, and then just comes right back up to that baseline. These are some where we have the markers of the positive extremes, as you can see. We started over here. This is the power 2 cross configuration, so it's a little bit later where you get the confirmation from the short signal off the DOC spread, which is that cyan moving over and the orange spike. Likewise over here, just a little bit later than what we see, and that just depends on the flow of it. There was a lot of what seemed like back and forth exchange within the algo readings, and so we were getting kind of a lot of muck. It was literally what most of that was until we had our little spikes, and when it got overdone, that's when we ended up with the moves. Here you can see this would be similar to the blue candle that's set up, and then the recognition of when steel crosses back below for that short drawdown. So this is the little conversions that I'm adjusting into, slide into the Deocon paint there that we'll have, and it should look pretty good when it's all set. But overall, market giving us the kind of volatility that we talked about that would start at the beginning of the month, and we'll just keep following the action. I know there was a couple of requests now for the Supreme Court on the election, so you get an acceptance on that, and that could create all sorts of volatility. Because for now, everyone's pretty comfortable that things have been finalized. So if you throw a monkey wrench, so to speak, into it, or uncertainty, that's when you get reaction. So keeping an eye out for that. As always, though, trade well. We'll talk to you later.